All right, Virgos, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is going to be for December 21st to the 27th. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to this type of astrology, do check the description down below because your sign might be different. All right, Virgo, so it is Christmas week. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. And it's a very nice week in the astrology. We do have a full moon in your 10th house, which is about career and your public image and any type of big picture plans and stuff. But look at the aspects this week. Very nice. A lot of sextiles. It's very rare, in fact, to have all easy aspects throughout an entire week like this. So very nice there. And that full moon just happens to be on Christmas. So very interesting there with a high point and awareness of a lot of things, which I'll cover. But it does happen the sort of shift happens right at the beginning of the week when your ruler Mercury comes off of this conjunction and square from Pluto and Uranus. So maybe it was a transformative weekend leading into this in regards to home or family or your emotions in some sense, depending on your personal chart, the extent, of course. But that's now coming into this, I think, rejuvenated in some sense. Mercury is going to be sextiling up to Chiron on Monday, and anything else that maybe you're integrating about that transformation on Monday can be, a great way of working with it. But I think you're just feeling rejuvenated and healed in some sense. Maybe also involving that career stuff since Mercury does rule that 10th. But I think there's a new shift in focus about your self-expression through home or through family. I think there's more awareness of that. The sun does shift into your 4th house right at the beginning of the week. So a good awareness of that, good self-expression in that particular area of life starting off the week. Now, as we go through the week, there's no major aspects until we get to Thursday, which is going to be Christmas Eve, in which Venus does sextile up to Jupiter. And this has been a Jupiter that's been expanding your behind-the-scenes activities, your 12th house. Maybe it's been quite expansive for you spiritually over the past 6 months. Maybe you've been learning quite a bit about your relationship with God, your relationship to the present moment, or whatever it might be. But having that presence is really supportive this week, and specifically on Christmas Eve in regards to maybe the material or financial aspects of life with a harmonious aspect between these two benefics. I think maybe you have been enjoying the simple pleasures of life, maybe on that material level with Venus in that 2nd house. But it's really about being grateful for what you have, and I think that gratitude can really uplift and really create more of that unconditional acceptance and expansive from Jupiter, expansive energy from Jupiter in that 12th. Now, on Christmas Day, we do have that full moon, which is going to be in that 10th house of yours. So this is going to be the high point of the week, both astrologically and energetically, since the full moon does usually indicate a higher energy level time period. So here it's a culmination, perhaps, of everything involved with your career or big picture stuff that maybe you've been working on over the past 6 months, or at the very least, an awareness of this. And it's a very well aspected full moon trining up to Neptune, squaring up to Jupiter, which of course does indicate balance, but there's usually optimism here, and maybe seeing how you can ground some of that optimism. But with full moon here, I think it's a great time to reflect on career, maybe put energy into these big picture plans, and I think that awareness can be very supportive to the other areas of your life in general. Now, also on Friday, Christmas, we do have Mercury trining up to Jupiter. So here, the home and family stuff, again, very supportive. Jupiter bringing in that optimism, that spiritual energy, that unconditional energy into maybe your home and family, maybe with yourself. Maybe there's this buoyancy, maybe there's this optimism in general, with Mercury, of course, being your ruler, and maybe about the career stuff as well. Maybe an opportunity, maybe support. I don't know, but it's going to be different for each of you individually, but in either case, in the area of home and family, could be quite supportive here over Friday. Now, interestingly too, on Friday, Christmas, Uranus does go station direct, so there is a shift happening with your one-on-one connections. Uranus has been transiting your 7th house for about 5 years now, which has been all about having freedom and individuality through your interrelationships. So now there's a pause, as there usually is, with a Uranus station, a pause in terms of where can we have more freedom? Where can we have more spiritual liberation in many ways with Uranus and Pisces in that 7th house in terms of your one-on-one connection. So it's a good time to kind of reflect, to kind of pause in the relationship sphere of things, because there is a new shift happening, slow and steady, as it does take time for Uranus to gain energy. But a shift here in terms of how you can have more liberation and freedom when it comes to being yourself through those interrelationships. So that's the week during during the work week, or Monday through Friday. Over the weekend, we do have a couple aspects up to the North Node. We've got Venus sextiling up to the North Node and Mercury trining the North Node. So this is significant for you Virgos because the North Node's been transiting your sign, your first house, over the past 2 years. So it's really been a life path energy for you to assert yourself and pursue your goals and your ambitions in life. And so it's a great weekend for a lot of those things that are relating to your goals and moving forward in general. I think you can enjoy that quite a bit. I also think you can also learn quite a bit about it as well. And I think there's just a lot you're learning too about maybe the material or your values in life in terms of the more material aspects, and also home and family with the North Node aspecting both of those areas of your chart. So all in all, a pretty supportive week, pretty easy going, and it's of course all what we make it. It's of course all what's going on in our personal charts, but generally for all of you, those are the areas activated, and the full moon I think will be the high point in terms of awareness of the importance of those big picture plans and career, or big picture ambitions perhaps in your life as well. All right, Virgo, so have a great week. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you guys all next time. Take care.